You may notice that every time I join a new gaming community, I manage to do some insane things pretty quickly. This isn't by accident. Despite my hesitance to join the UHBL Discord server, I knew that long-term the information found there would be incredibly valuable. After all, thousands of minds are better than one. Guides and strategies pop up everywhere within this server, whether it be organized documents or small methods mentioned in passing. But one thing I didn't account for was what happened when I joined. See, I started this journey while actively trying to get my visa to go to New Zealand. I didn't really want to start this right away. I really wanted to set the badges up and cross through like 5 in one day upon my arrival, just to really shake things up. So a lot of my time was spent preparing these longer grind badges. But one day, a group set out to do a game called Deity Arena. And there are some slots open.
Work and I try to do it. Tell myself I can get through this. Celestial calls to never end. Flip a coin cause I can't do it. Draw a lot so I get through this. Roll the dice, I got nothing coming in. Roll back in.
Badges are organized upon difficulty. Near the top of the list you have the easiest editions, a few badges that anyone could do with enough practice and dedication. But as you delve deeper, you'll find that these badges only get more nasty. So imagine my shock when I had a true shot at a 3-star as my first badge. I immediately just so happened to find myself in the best possible group grinding the verification of a badge called L. To get this badge, you must pass Wave 50. The catch? It's a Dark Souls-styled wave game requiring 12 or more very competent individuals, and requires everyone to fell one of the most threatening bosses I've ever seen. So how does it work? The game boasts a circular map with plenty of gates where enemies can spawn. Despite it being a very in-depth combat system, the enemy types are actually quite simple. There's a basic attacking enemy, a basic range enemy, a paladin, a warlock, the other basic attacking enemy, and the bosses. Typically, your order is to kill the basic ranged and attacking first, followed by the paladin and the warlocks. Typically, you want 2 people per gate for adequate coverage, the rest is just about holding your line. The bosses aren't really anything of note outside of Wave 40. We'll get to that. After our first few good attempts, it was fairly obvious that some grinding on all fronts would be needed. Firstly, Surge 2 is recommended on nearly every player, and nearly everyone should just be on lunge. It is by far the better option. The other one just isn't that good. But the elephant in the room. The Wave 40 boss is a ludicrous difficulty spike, and by far one of the most threatening things I've ever laid my eyes upon. This thing will tear you to shreds if you aren't careful. The rough strat is this. Everyone charges lunge when he begins his phase 1, and then everyone starts attempting to surge through them, as it's the only truly damaging ranged option available. Trust me, if you get too close, your escape time is limited. The bright side, once you get past Wave 40, Wave 50 should be a cakewalk from there. So, how did my run go? As expected, everything up to Wave 40 was fairly standard. I mostly kept in my lane and usually went out of my way to focus the more ranged enemies first so that I could let this more experienced player deal with the melees. It usually worked pretty well without much hiccup. Then, through enough time, Wave 40 happened. Everyone did their job and then I died immediately. Since we just implemented the search stretch, we were able to squeak by and clean up the rest and get the badge. Unfortunately, we're gonna be adding that to the carried counter. I don't suspect this number will get too high, and we'll actively bounce it out with the carry counter, but this is certainly a way to start, and while I wasn't outside of my depth, I doubt I really contributed meaningfully to the only truly difficult part of the game. So, how was the experience? The atmosphere is incredibly intense, the gameplay loop is pretty varied, and the experience as a whole was fairly fun to play through. This game oozes charm, and it's a neat addition as a teamwork badge, though if you don't really have competent numbers, this badge becomes not impossible to obtain. Personally, I'm starting off with a mid-B tier. As for a star placement, I don't really think the game is consistently difficult enough to warrant a 3-star rating, as the only real threat to a run is incompetency or wave 40 specifically. So personally, I'm going with a 2.8 star rating. Hello, I hope you enjoyed the first installment of this new series I've been pouring some time into. While this one was pretty short, not all of them will be like this one. Some will have entire storylines dedicated to it. Some will be even shorter, and some will go into much more detail. It all really depends on what the badge has in store for me, you know? You really don't know what you're gonna get with these things, huh? Anyways, everyone that doesn't subscribe is a squiggle, and you don't want to be a squiggle.